And we're going to watch the only footage that we have from this boss first. This was not supposed to be tested. It was accidentally tested. Some of the abilities have been changed from this testing, and they're only going to get 2 minutes in. So these symbols are going to come out. There's 4 of them. And what's going to happen is we have to put them in correct order counterclockwise. The reason we have to do this is the boss is going to shoot a beam at the active tank, and it's going to rotate, and we have to erase them in the correct order. You'll see a lot of people died over here. What this is going to look like is we put all of these symbols in the correct order counterclockwise, and then the raid goes opposite. The beam only spins counterclockwise, and tanks, just so you know, this beam, it'll go on tactics and you can actually see what it's like a little bit later, but the beam cast is targeted on you as a tank, but it does not follow you. So if you start moving after the cast starts, it's not going to keep following you. Okay, so Safeguard Prism, there's going to be these 3 prisms that come out. They have this debuff on them. There's 10 stacks each. We have to interrupt these casts. Every single interrupt we get removes 1 stack, and we cannot hit the boss. It's like 99% reduced damage until we get rid of all 3 of these. So those of you that are good at math, that's 30 interrupts, which seems rather absurd. So doubt that stays at 10. So now we're going to get symbols again. This is going to go on him tanks, so you're going to be able to see the beam a lot better on this one. The beam cast is going to start in just a second. So notice how he's going to step left and the boss doesn't move the beam with him. So it starts on like his right shoulder. So you guys need to be in position before the cast starts. And now we are going to go to intermission. And this is where the footage is going to end because they don't get very far. So there's going to be 4 portals that spawn around the room. We want to get into them. If you don't, you're going to get zapped. Bang. And like everyone dies. So we need to get into these. The way this reads is that you want to not point it at your friends, but that, based off of what we could see, I don't understand it. I don't understand how you're like not supposed to hit your friends with it. But it could just be we need to get into these portals immediately when we get on stairs, and then we just have to spread out, kind of like Queen Ansarek Phase 3. After we go through the rift, we just have to like spread out so that we don't blow each other up with circles.
Wombo's in there.
Yeah, Wombo, can I get your thoughts on this fight, please?
These guys
You played it?
man. I don't know why they didn't kill it.
All right. Yeah, I don't understand, dude.
They all died.
Fucking tactics, dude.
So 4 symbols again. My plan right now is we're going to have the tanks stand on 1 marker, and then we're just going to put star is always the first symbol, blue is always the second, green third, moon fourth, and then we put the raid away from them. Is how I assume we're going to do it. What we did not see is that there's going to be a little healing NPC healers. You guys have to heal them, which reminds me, if you do not have NPC frames turned on, you need to add it to your UI. I don't even know with all the UI stuff that's changed how you do that, but all of you guys need to have NPC frame turned on, or you just need to make it your focus. You guys do have to heal this guy, and then we do have to pick it up. Once we pick it up, he does random soaks, kind of like Phase 3 Anduin, where there's just going to be like a soak on the ground that anybody has to go catch, or it's raid-wide damage. This guy that holds this is the president. He cannot die. I don't know if he's allowed to die in heroic, but just looking at what is available on the Mythic Journal, it makes it sound like if the person holding this dies, the entire raid blows up because the crystal explodes when they die and the raid takes like 1,000,000 damage immediately. So whoever we decide is going to hold this in heroic is probably also going to hold it in mythic. And Fizz, do not be surprised if it's going to be you, because you are the only healer with an immunity. Sound good? Is he gambling? This guy.
Oh God.
But yeah, again, each one of these things had
Oh.
10. Each one of these had 10 stacks. I doubt it's going to stay at 10. Intermission 4 portals. There's going to be concentric circles that come out from the boss. We just have to not stand in them. And yeah, this is all hypothetical from here on out. We're still catching circles from the healing NPC for the rest of the fight. The boss is going to shoot beams at players. Again, I have no idea how this is actually going to work. Maybe it's just as simple as we have to get downstairs and that's it. Also have no idea how intermission ends. There's nothing that says anything about how it ends in the journal. When we get to phase 2, the boss is going to get ripped to the boss on start. We're just going to get pulled there. The area of denial on the outside of the circle is still going to exist. There's going to be orbs around the room. We do not touch these. Touching these is absolutely bad. If you touch them, it's going to cause a gravitational pull, literally Kaiveza. It's also going to create a core, and we don't want to have a core occur because if the boss hits 100% energy, he does a knockback, which will obviously send us into the abyss, and also will blow up the core, which will do raid-wide damage. The healing ad from P1, the NPC guy, we're still hanging on to him. He's still shooting beams at random players. When he shoots beams at random players, it's going to be kind of like the webs from Rashinon, except we do it the opposite way. It's going to connect them. You guys want to make probably a triangle, and we want to get inside and soak it, because by getting inside of your triangle, we are going to share the damage with you. So don't play it like how you played Rashinan. You actually want to create a triangle, probably. Yeah. We go to phase 3. The person holding the healing ad is going to create a barrier for us when the boss goes into final form. I don't know if he goes into final form at the beginning of the phase or like halfway through. I assume it's halfway through based off how the journal reads, but I'm not certain. When he goes into final form, it's raid-wide wiping damage, and the reason we have to use this healing NPC is because he's going to create a barrier that creates 99% reduced damage. The only thing is we can only use this guy once. So it's kind of a race against time at this point. If you touch a bad circle on the ground, you get a stacking debuff and a slow. You can go to the person who's holding this NPC to remove stacks. I don't know if it like drains health or energy from the healing NPC. We'll have to find that out. There's going to be stars that land from the sky. They're going to like connect to one another like this. I don't know if it's like 2 land and they connect, or if like all stars as they start landing start connecting together. And then there's going to be rifts that need to be soaked, that I assume is going to be like the phase 1 demi stars on the left and right sides of the room. So like our friendly neighborhood boomkin here touched a bad circle. He needs to go to the person holding the healing NPC to drop his stacks. There's going to be a little rift that we have to soak, and then stars as they fall from the sky stay on the ground and they start connecting. And that's it. That's what my brain drew up. Any questions?
Stars connecting is don't stand between them.
Yeah, I assume that I can't think of like what boss I could relate it to. Nothing comes to immediate mind. But yeah, I just assume it's like the rotating Mugsy last phase beam where you just like cannot touch it. It's like an electric fence on a farm. How about that for an analogy? But yeah, that's it for